Hi, Casual Raccoon here, and today I have for you the best decks to play in OP-05 Awakening of the New Era. First, let's address elephant in the room, Blue-Black Sakazuki. Best deck in format, Tier S. Sakazuki is the new leader card in OP-05. He is direct upgrade to Blue-Black Rebecca. Control nature of blue combined with minus effects of black give us the best deck in format. Leader's effect allows us to filter our hand once per turn. But that's not all. Simply by attacking, we can reduce opponent's character cost by 1, making it easier to remove. Most important cards for this deck are Blazehound. We are buffing our leader or character by 3000 power and bottom deck opponent's character with cost 2 or less. Amazing new cards from OP-05. In practice, we are able to clear 2 characters from opponent's board. First by bottom decking and second by simply attacking with our powered up leader or character. This card is definition of utility. 4 cost Black Lucci. New character card in OP-05. He is so important for this deck that players started to call it Sakalucci. The best power to down ratio in a game. Powerful on play effect allows you to KO 2 cost or less and 1 cost or less characters. Absolute killer of Winnie decks, but also a threat in late game, in combination with all the cost reducing cards in a deck. 4 cost Black Rebecca. Another new character card from OP-05. Key combo piece in a deck. She is a blocker with overpowered effect. She can pick any black character with a cost between 3 and 7 from your trash and add it to your hand. But that's not all. Then you can play one black character with a cost 3 or less rested. We have full package here. Blocker, trash recursion and additional free character on board. Thanks to Rebecca, we have access to some nasty combo, for example, Trash Hina with leader's effect. Play Rebecca, bring Hina back into hand and play it from Rebecca's effect. Reduce cost by 4 using Hina's on play effect. Play any removal card like Lucci or Blazehound to get rid of opponent's board. Sakazuki is an amazing competitive deck, but is it for everyone? Pros. Best deck in format. Wet dream of every control player. No clear counter that would stay relevant in other matchups. Rewards good decision making and resource management. Cons. Hard to pilot. Expect to put a lot of hours in mastering a deck. Because it's best deck in format, expect a lot of mirror matches in upcoming tournaments. Requires deep understanding of a game and matchups. Tier A+, Purple Luffy. OP-05 is very generous with strong new leaders. Our next pick is Purple Luffy. As opposed to Blue-Black Sakazuki, this leader has very simple and consistent game plan. Perfect curve purple. Thanks to our leader's effect, using extra dawn, we can play a game a turn earlier than our opponent and get additional resources from life cards. Magic numbers to remember are 4, 7 and 9. If we go first, on our second turn we can already play 4 cost character. Third turn is already time for 7 cost character and fourth turn allows us to finish our opponent with strong 9 cost character like Kaido. This dawn progression is much faster than old and forgotten Onigashima Kaido. Additionally, we can utilize cards like Poli to clear opponent's board and get to 10 dawn faster to start chaining our 5 cost characters. Most important new cards are 5 cost kit from OP-05 that allows us to put into use an extra dawn returned for purple characters effects. 7 cost kit from ST10, big body and amazing effect that synergizes with 5 cost kit, making our leader 6000 power, which is harder to reach. Pros. Easy to pick up and start playing. Consistent thanks to easy deck building and powerful leader's effect. Good matchup spread. Cons. Predictable due to linear gameplay, weak to aggro decks. Tier A, Yellow Enel. The third of new OP-05 leaders. Amazing sustainability that makes you think twice if you want to bring an aggro deck to the tournament. To threaten little to Enel on 1 life, you need at least 3 attacks and it's not counting any potential triggers. Most important new cards are 7 cost Enel, yellow answer to Sakalucci meta, rusher that is hard to remove. Important thing to note here is that his effect activates for any field removal, including bottom decking. Take that, Akainu. Geratsu is a character that synergizes well with our leader strategy, that is starving. We don't attack our opponent's life early, so we will KO at least 4 or 5 cost character with Gedatsu. And Holy, our early game pressure. Additionally, unexperienced players can forget that has plus 1000 power when we have 2 life or less during both players' turns, which can lead into some suboptimal attacks. 200 million volts Amaru, another powerful answer to Sakalucci. Rest the blocker and push for the the game. Pros: the best pick for players that like stall starving playstyle, good matchup spread in diverse meta, obliterates aggro decks, has a decent chance of winning against Sakaluchi. Cons: weak against Purple Luffy, requires different approach to the game, starving, which might be hard for new players, a lot of critical thinking in late stages of the game due to leader's effect. Yellow Katakuri, good old Donuts lover. If you already invested into Katakuri in OP-04, with small deck tweaks to adjust to the meta, you can continue to play him in OP-05, one of the supposed counter picks into Sakaluchi. With enough aggression, you can use cards like Thunderbolt and 200 million volt Samaru on blockers to push life and cheat some wins. Against other decks, it's still the same annoying yellow Casino. Additionally, we have advantage over NL as we have access to the strongest boss monster in a game, 10 cost Big Mom. Pros: if you already played Katakuri in OP-04, there is very little investment needed into new cards. Can steal wins from Sakaluchi, triggers can mess up opponent's game plan. 10 cost Big Mom is the best boss monster in the game. Cons: weak into Purple Luffy, loses to Magellan character and 5 cost Chain. Linear gameplay that is predictable for more experienced players. Red Purple Luffy, new leader from ST10 deck. First leader with free life, 6000 power stat line that proves to be relevant especially in combination with 7 cost kit. Additionally, restriction for Radical Beam and 9 cost Edward Newgate are lifted, which means we have much needed defensive power in the late game. Gameplay is easy and straightforward, play big bodies, go aggro and finish the opponent with 10 cost Luffy. Most important new cards for this deck are 10 cost Purple Luffy, already nicknamed as Nika, amazing finisher. Synergizes with leader's effect that allows us to ramp on 0 dawn. Extra turn with 12,000 power character on board is no joke. The most common combo you must be aware of is Diable Jambe into leader and or Nika and attack for the game. 7 cost kit makes our leader 7k power and is a body that is hard to remove. Simple yet effective. Zorojuro. Our leader starts with free life, so we can always use this character's effect to ramp faster. It's pretty common to see Red Purple Luffy players to attack for 4k with Zorojuro just for the extra dawn. Pros: straightforward and powerful game plan, 6000 power leader, you can play Gear 5 Luffy in a deck and make him shine. Cons: Glass Cannon leader might be weak pick into experienced players that know the deck weaknesses and how to exploit them. B tier, Red Green Low. This leader that was relevant in every meta until OP-05 is in a weird spot. He is still one of the strongest leaders with good matchup into almost every deck, but in the meta where most of your games are going to be against Sakaluchi, it's impossible deck to bring. However, if our meta shifts more into picks like Purple Luffy and Yellow NL, or we are lucky enough to dodge Sakazuki, Red Green Low will be back. C tier, Rogue decks, Red Zoro and Red Whitebeard. Even though restrictions are lifted, these two leaders are used mostly to counter Sakaluchi. They can play Red Rush character and include some tech cards to have a favored matchup into Scary Navy Admiral. However, by doing so, they are risking a lot against other matchups, making them almost impossible to win. If you are absolutely sure you will play only against Sakaluchi during the tournament, then by all means pick them. But one game against anything else and you might end up disappointed. Even if I didn't mention the deck you like or think is strong, it's okay, because it's just my personal opinion based on results from Eastern meta for OP-05. I can't wait to see surprise picks and how meta develops in the West. That being said, all the other decks are unplayable in Sakaluchi meta or are just worse version of top tier decks with added gimmick. In conclusion, if you want to play best deck in format, start practicing blue-black Sakazuki. However, if you are not confident with complex decks like that, you can pick Purple Luffy and do just fine as well. If you already invested in yellow cards, you can pick NL or Katakuri and cheese some wins against Sakazuki. My pick for the start of the meta will be Purple Luffy, so stay tuned for the deck profile. But that's it for today. If you don't want to miss any future One Piece content, subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching.